London Reels. Way better idea. Sponsored by Xbrain. Email is an important tool to be productive and communicate with the world. But let's face it, most of us spend our day looking at the top 5 lines of our inbox to see who has replied to us. What's the solution? Take your email offline. Shut down the rest of the world, and that way you can concentrate on replying to those important emails, creating proposals to send to new clients, or just brainstorming on new people that you need to contact. After 2 hours, let the floodgates open and you can start reacting to other people's agenda for your time. That's today's Way Better idea, brought to you by the folks at Xbrain. If you want to check out their Way Better protein powder, it's grass-fed, free range, and tasty as hell. You get 15% off with the code LondonReal. Click on the link below or go to xbrain.co.uk. Peace.
You know, as apathetic as some people around the Mediterranean are about their environment, they're also the ones that really see it and that they love it, and you know, and especially people who live in coastal areas. You know, also fishermen, I guess, know what's going on.
Yeah,
they're the people that experience it.
Something I have to ask you. It's kept coming up in my mind, and I might as well ask about it now. Fishermen. I mean, these are the people that they live, that they see. You know, they're on the water all the time. It's their livelihood. But like a lot of these guys are the ones that technically are guilty of killing these species. How does that happen? How does that transition happen in your mind? Is it the kind of way that a human can like get used to slavery, or every day just like their consciousness kind of slowly shuts down into where it's just business? I mean, you have a unique perspective. What do you think it is?
It's a really good point. It's a lot of short-term thinking, and it's a lot of very traditional perspectives of how things should be, and definitely a sort of fairly small industry. I mean, in the UK, for example, I think we're talking about 10, 11,000 people that are still employed by this industry. So it's actually really small. Wow. Whereas if you look at percentage-wise, it gets one of the biggest rates of subsidies in the country. So there's still this very traditional perspective also of the fishing community and the fact that we need to support it. And just to give an idea, I mean, the EU, when it first started, the Treaty of Rome, 1957, one of those founding principles of what later became the European Union, that community was there to provide agriculture and fisheries subsidies. 80% of the total budget of the EU now is fisheries and agriculture subsidies, 80%. So really the EU exists to pay fishermen and farmers to do their thing. And I think farming is, that's one thing, and there are definitely issues there. But on the fishing side, I mean, especially when we're faced with massive amounts of overfishing, and you're still subsidizing that, overcapacity, new engines, new ships, fuel subsidies, everything.
You must have had conversations with fishers. You must have had conversations.
Totally.
And you're like, how can you do this?
Yeah, you're destroying your own industry.
Right. But not only that, and then there's a moral issue too, because these people live.
Yeah, and some people are aware, and a lot of other people, they just don't like outsiders telling them what to do. They want to do their thing. It's what their grandfather did and their grand.
And they have to pay the bills. So
yeah. But the thing is, I mean, what do we prioritize here? Do we prioritize the jobs of a few people? Really? Or do we prioritize essentially the survival of, the proper protection of this biodiversity that we actually need?
No, that's a point. It's a good point made.
This week on London Reel, I have a one-to-one chat with extreme entrepreneur Peter Sage.
Because most people have a death grip on how they think reality should look like, and all stress comes from life not fitting your pictures.
When you're not forcing something and you're actually enjoying everything that you do, you attract all of these people and all these energy and all these opportunities.
100%. I'm no longer sitting on the shore waiting for my ship to come in. That's Disneyland thinking. That's never going to happen.
People love to hear the victim story. That's all the news is.
If I understand other people rather than project my own model of the world onto them, then I'll have a little more tolerance in my life.
I'm curious what you think of psychedelics.
A ship in a harbor is a safe ship, but that's not what ships are built for.
That's one of the coolest things I've ever heard.
Yeah, it makes it real.
And I do this every week.
On Sunday, London Reel presents Peter Sage, extreme entrepreneur.
That's it. Stress is a byproduct of you thinking that life should look a different way to where it is right now.